If you're watching this, you're probably tired of being tired. You've done the blood work, you've gone back for your results, only to be told that everything looks normal. But deep down inside, you feel like something is off. So today, I'm going to be breaking down the signs of low iron that often get overlooked, especially in women 35 and older. Hi, I'm Bibi, and I'm a physician associate for the past 12 years. One of the most common repetitive issues that I see women for is a low iron. Also, for me specifically, one of the highest callback rates that I've gotten from the lab with an urgent lab value has been due to low iron. In those instances, I end up calling patients and having them go to the ER for oftentimes a blood transfusion. So if this sounds like something that you struggle with, stick around and I'm going to tell you what you can do to help improve your levels naturally, what to look for, and what tests that really need to be tested. So what is a low iron? Low iron doesn't always mean iron deficiency anemia. There is something that is called functional deficiency, which means that your ferritin levels are low even though your hemoglobin is fine. So just so I can give you a visual, when you do a complete blood count, which is a CBC, that looks for your hemoglobin levels as well as your hematocrit levels. The provider can also add on an iron panel, and depending on which iron panel, the ferritin levels are not always included. So you have to specifically test for ferritin levels. So the ferritin levels are your iron storage levels. Ferritin levels is what supports oxygen delivery, energy production, and even your thyroid function. When your ferritin is low, this means that your body doesn't have enough iron reserves. So it's like trying to run a marathon on an empty tank. You're using up so much of the iron that the storage is not being able to be replenished fast enough. For women to feel their best, ideally, your ferritin level needs to be or should be between 40 and 70. While out of 15, they may say that, oh, it's normal, but you still feel symptoms. And that's because it hasn't reached an optimal level for you to even feel energized and have your hair being thicker, your nails not being brittle. So these lab values, it's not just based off of the numbers because the numbers might look fine, but then you don't feel fine. Here are some of the symptoms that I hear people complain of all the time. Feeling tired, even after a full night's rest. So you've gotten a full 7-8 hours and you wake up and you're still exhausted. Feeling shortness of breath with light activity, shortness of breath going up the stairs, not even doing anything strenuous. A lot of patients complain of shortness of breath. Another major symptom that I hear often is when bending down and feeling lightheaded. So you bend down and then when you stand back up, patients feel lightheaded or even dizzy, just with any minor movement. Other things can be like always feeling cold when everyone else is hot or not cold. Your hair thinning, especially around the edges. Other symptoms also can include brain fog and low motivation. Imagine having iron deficiency anemia from around the time you start menstruating, which can be in your teens, all the way up to 30s and 40s, up until the age you go through menopause. So you spend a few decades feeling tired, low energy, and you have to maneuver through the day. You have to get things done. You still have to wake up and go to work, take care of a family, take care of a home. These things can be so draining on the body and you become immune. You become used to functioning at a low level. And that's actually kind of saddens me, to think that women, there's a lot of women out there that are out there functioning at half their capacity because of this iron deficiency anemia or low ferritin levels. And they're just struggling to get their levels back up. And they've tried so many things. So now I'm going to go ahead and share with you some natural alternatives. And I will say there's no one fix or band-aid for this problem. It's a slow process to get your levels back up, because even when they do get up, then after that your period comes on and then you're menstruating and you're depleting what you have. So it's kind of like always an uphill battle. Here's some natural ways, in addition to supplements, that you can take that will also help you boost your ferritin and iron levels. So there are two different types of iron. There's heme iron and non-heme iron. Heme and non-heme iron are two forms of dietary iron with different absorption rates. Heme iron is found in animal products and is more readily absorbed than non-heme iron, which comes from plant-based sources. So this is a list that I came up with for heme versus non-heme iron-rich foods. And then you'll also see a list containing high vitamin C pairings that can go with the high iron-rich foods. You have the different foods here depending on what your dietary preference is. So you have chicken liver at 11 milligrams. It's very high in iron and easily absorbed. You also have beef, sardines, and it gives you what to pair it with. Clams actually has one of the highest sources overall of heme iron. If you like clams, that's an option for you. Egg yolks, spinach. You see how you can pair with vitamin C. So with the spinach, you preferably want to cook the spinach, and you can drizzle a little bit of lemon on there, and that will give it a little bit of vitamin C. So you can pair those two together. Lentils is another one of my favorites. It's a non-heme version of iron, but it's easy to make. You can make it in your Instapot on the stove, and you can pair it with vegetables and eat it with rice. Just having a variety of different meals or meal ideas that are high in iron to help you with your iron deficiency. Blackstrap molasses is another version of non-heme iron that I personally use in the morning with some warm water and lemon. And I drink that on an empty stomach right when I wake up. And about an hour or two later, then I will go ahead and have a meal. And that's one of the ones that I use. Dried apricots I also love just to snack on during the day. Is another form of non-heme iron. It's not high, but again, you're not trying to have one meal with 30 grams of iron. It's just small little foods and snacks here and there that will total your daily value of a good amount of iron content, and then you continue that during the week, and that's how you help to build your levels back up. Now, with the vitamin C, you see that some of the vegetables that are highest in vitamin C, the first one being red bell pepper. So that's easily found at the store, and you can just eat it like that. You can pair it with some hummus. It's just a variety of ways that you can make that. Yellow bell pepper is also high. Kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. It's like a lot of the cruciferous vegetables also tend to have high iron content. So it's just so many things that you can mix on a daily basis to boost your iron levels. I'll make this downloadable so that you can just have this and reference it for yourselves at home. So ideally, you want to pair your iron-rich foods with foods that are high in vitamin C. You also want to make sure that you avoid coffee or tea or calcium-rich products around the same time that you're consuming your iron-rich products. They do block the iron absorption. Now, I know I touched on a variety of different topics within the video, but I truly believe that in addition to just having a deficiency or having low ferritin that can constantly make you tired, we also have to examine the root cause of all of this. So why is the ferritin low? Why are you low on iron and your hemoglobin and hematocrit is low? So in the upcoming videos, I will discuss a variety of different medical conditions that lead to iron deficiency and low anemia, and what tests and what you can do to make sure that you're evaluated for these conditions so that you can find the root cause. So here is an example of what a lab order could look like if you're getting a full panel just to check all your iron levels with ferritin included so that you know your baseline, how to improve your levels and what you can do. Make sure you also check the comments down below. I will have a downloadable guide that you can keep for yourself and for your records, and that you can help track your progress into feeling less tired, feeling better, and getting the energy that you deserve, because you deserve to have a life where you're not always running on empty. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.